to kill devolution is the National Assembly, and I wish that they put this in their shoes, because we have members who are initially in the National Assembly and now in the Senate. So you might actually be opposing things, thinking at one point you'll not be a member of the Senate, and generally you end up at the Senate and suffer the same frustration, Mr. Speaker. And we do not want to be lamenting about this. Mr. Speaker, we are not going to take it as usual in that we are processing their bills on the issues that are coming from the National Assembly with ease. But anytime we have matters that are touching devolution and protecting the interest of counties, the National Assembly colleagues are sabotaging, Mr. Speaker. So I want to support and urge that all senators agree on this issue, in that we carry it as a joint initiative. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Sifuna.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to add my voice to what my colleagues have said regarding the statement by Senator Ojienda. As you know, Honorable Speaker, I am a regular user of that road from Kisumu to Busia, because that's the route I use to go and see my mother in the rural areas. I branch off at road is there, and join the road through Emuhaya and Sabatia, then go all the way through Mumias to Bungoma. And Honorable Speaker, the state of that road, especially the space after, or the distance after Maseno, all the way to Busia town, as has been described by my colleagues and by Senator Ojienda, is in very bad shape. Honorable Speaker, allow me to be devil's advocate for two institutions that have been mentioned very adversely here. First, let me attempt to say something positive about the members of the National Assembly, because I was there in Bondo just this weekend, where those pronouncements by the Honorable Raila were made. I remember hearing the leader of minority in the National Assembly, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, saying publicly that they have accepted that in the past they have been an impediment to devolution, and that they were going to change their ways. In fact, he promised that this week there will be resolution of that matter, both of the RMLF and the additional allocation to county governments. So let us give them until the end of the week, my colleagues, because luckily for them, Honorable Speaker, they are members of ODM. And in ODM, we have only very few basic rules that when Mzee Baba says left, you go left. So on this question, on this question of RMLF, Baba has said left, and Honorable Junet has agreed that he's going to take that left turn. We're waiting to see it. On the question of RMLF, I think the Senator for Kitui had called out members of the Council of Governors. I saw that story myself in the news, Honorable Speaker, and they were quoting the governor of Homa Bay, who's chairperson of ODM. In fact, what the governor said is that because of what the National Assembly members had given as an undertaking to deal with the question of RMLF this week and the question of additional, allocations, then really they themselves as a Council of Governors were prepared upon those concessions being made by the National Assembly to withdraw that case on RMLF. It was not to say that they were ceding ground. At least that is how I understood it to be. Honorable Speaker, let me just conclude by saying that even here in Nairobi, I was receiving petitions today from residents of Kilimani. They were reminding me of a sporting competition that we used to attend when we were a bit younger, called the Rhino Charge, Honorable Speaker. They are saying Rhino Charge can now be very easily held in Kilimani because of the state, and therefore that we must raise our voices. But we have said that we need to unlock this question of RMLF. We need these county governments to have funds. But also county governors are hiding behind this RMLF thing because it is not the only source of revenue for county governments. Here in Nairobi, we were told by our governor that we have exceeded, or we have gotten the highest ever on-source revenue of about 12 billion. We should see an allocation of that money going to roads. And also, Honorable Speaker, when he appeared before the Senate Energy Committee, he made a commitment that going forward, every person who applies for a construction license must undertake to return the infrastructure to the same state that they found it. Because, Honorable Speaker, in Kilimani, you repair a road today, the next day, somebody is drilling the foundation for a 20-story building, and the road that you have just repaired the other day is being ruined again because of the heavy trucks that are delivering their construction material. So if that is woven into our licensing regime, that if you are a developer, you must return infrastructure to the same condition that you found it, then I think we will be able to make some progress. Honorable Speaker, as we have said, we as a Senate will defend devolution at all times. And the threats are many. I was having a conversation with the governor of Murang'a, Honorable Speaker, that the county government of Murang'a, exercising his mandate, because water is a devolved function, decide that they are going to lower rates for the residents of Murang'a. And there is a national government organization called WASREP that tells the governor that you cannot reduce the cost or the tariff of water for your people. It is ridiculous because WASREP themselves, they get money out of every liter that the people of Nairobi pay for. So if you reduce the cost for the people of Nairobi, you reduce the amount that is going to WASREP, which is a national organization that should not even be existing. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we need a wholesome conversation about the state of our roads. We need to unlock the issue of RMLF, but county governors must also now allocate resources to develop roads outside of that RMLF infrastructure. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, we will come back to these statements. I'd wish to rearrange the sequence of today's order paper for the convenience of the House. We proceed to prosecute order number 8, number 9, number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, yes, up to 15. Thereafter, we will resume normal flow of today's order paper. So before I allow the clerk to call those orders in that sequence, allow me to make this communication. I'd like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon, the visiting family members of the first Speaker of the Senate, the late Right Honorable Timothy Chokwe. They are in the Senate on a study tour. Honorable Senators, I request each member to stand when called out so that you may be acknowledged in the Senate tradition. Ms. Alice Damaris Chokwe, daughter-in-law. Mr. Nimrod Mwakitawa Chokwe, the grandson. And Ms. Maria Nzisa Kioko, the niece. Honorable Senators, on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome and wish them a fruitful visit. I will allow the Senator for Kilifi County under 1 minute to extend some words of welcome.
Asante Mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, kwanza nataka kukuunga mkono ama kukujoin katika makaribisho yako ulipowakaribisha ndugu zetu kutoka Kilifi, hususan familia ya Mheshimiwa Chokwe. Tunaelewa kabisa kwamba Chokwe alikuwa spika wa kwanza wa Senate katika taifa la Kenya. Bwana Spika, hii ni familia ambayo kule Kilifi inajulikana sana, na ni familia ambayo imejitolea muhanga kuweza kuona ya kwamba watu wa Kilifi pia wamepata haki yao. Bwana Spika, zaidi sana hawa ndugu zetu nafikiria wakiwa wako hapa wamejionea vile Senate inavyofanya kazi, na hatimaye pia wakirudi nyumbani wanaweza kuwa na mambo ambao wanaweza kuwaeleza ndugu zetu wa huko nyumbani. Kwa hiyo mimi nikiwa hapa kama seneta wa Kilifi ninawakaribisha na wajihusishe na wajione wako huru, wako mahali ambapo ndugu zao wako. Kwa hiyo karibuni sana ndugu zangu kutoka familia ya Chokwe. Asante Bwana Spika.
Clerk, you may now proceed to call those orders as directed.
Order number 8, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations and the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Laban Omosundi concerning restraining county governments from hiring law firms to represent them in court cases. Order number 9, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relation on its inquiry into personal security concerns.
Sound Candy Talk Live News.
Sergeant at Arms, you may now proceed to lock the door and draw the bar. Order, Honorable Senator. Senator Boni, kindly take your seat. Lelegwe, Senator, please. The chairperson on roads and transport. Now, Honorable Senators, the orders have already been called out. I will therefore proceed to put the question on order number 11. That the Energy Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 42 of 2023, be now read at that time. Now, Honorable Senators, please just log out and pull out your delegate cards from the units. Now, Sergeant at times, just walk around and pick all the unattended cards. Senator Fernandi, can you take your seat or I rule you out of order? Yes, Honorable Senators, you may go back to your seats. Sergeant at times, if you are done collecting the unattended cards, let me know. Now, Honorable Senators, you may now log back into your delegate unit and proceed to vote. Senator Lominen, proceed to dispatch and cast your vote. Now, honorable senators, I will now proceed to put the question on order number 12. That is the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2023. Senator Fernandi, take your seat. That the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2023, be now read a third time. You may now proceed to vote. Honorable senators will now proceed to put the question on order number 13. On order number 13. Take your seat, honorable senators, as I proceed to put the question. That the County Assembly Services Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2023 be now read at that time. We may now proceed to vote. Order, honorable senators. We now move to order number 14. I'll proceed to pull the question. That the County Assembly's Pension Scheme Bill, Senate Bills number 14 of 2024, be now read as third time. You may now proceed to vote.